Greetings, dear ones. There is often this question that why am I unable to be consistent in my spiritual evolution or my state of consciousness? Why does it fluctuate so much? Why at some times I feel so good and everything is fine and then I am back to my own consciousness or my own state as before? How do I maintain a consistency in the state of consciousness? And why does this happen? The simple answer to this why is because we fail to be aware of our state of mind or emotions or the consciousness. As simple as that. Why so much of emphasis is given on this platform of shifting into awareness? Why do I emphasize so much on keep shifting from ignorance to awareness, from non-awareness, from sleepness to wakefulness? Why do we consistently say this? The reason is when you start shifting into that awareness, you understand and you become more aware of the state that you are in. If you are not in the right state, then you automatically do something that brings you up into that higher state of consciousness. And if you are already there in the good state of consciousness, then when you become aware, you know that you are in that and you are aware that you should sustain it. You do not sustain it only when you are not aware of it. It happens when you are not aware, surely. That is why shifting into awareness, I emphasize so much, because when you keep shifting and going back, again shifting and going back and shifting into awareness, consistently when you keep doing this practice, your being learns to stay in awareness. For the goal is not to shift into awareness. Shifting into awareness is a practice. The goal is to live in awareness. When that consistency gets maintained, when your awareness stays, then you are able to live in awareness. So the state should be such that once you start living in awareness, there is no more need to shift into awareness. That's the basic funda of all this, what is all about. So the question that why am I unable to keep consistency, it is because I am unaware. Like for example, consistency, if I keep moving this, the phone here and the recording is getting shaky here. Now only if I am aware that it is shaky and fluctuating, will I do something to make it stop. Only if I am aware. Now imagine if I am in a state of unawareness and I am just speaking something and this is all going on. And what happens is, this kind of fluctuation will remain. What is causing this fluctuation? My unawareness. See, the moment I become aware of it and I notice it, I become alert about it. And consciously, whether I want it, even consciously or unconsciously, it stops shaking. Most of the time, it's very obvious. You can know this when this is shaking, and if your awareness makes it still down, your conscious mind also doesn't work. You don't even have to say, oh, the cell phone is moving, I have to make it, you don't even have to think. Like, as I'm speaking something, I am engrossed in the subject, but something notices that it is fluctuating even while I'm talking. My consistency in my speech is continuous. It's not going to stop anyways, but something holds my hand back into stillness, though my conscious mind is engaged in what work I'm doing. This is the gift of awareness, because gift is your consciousness. That's your consciousness. Awareness is your consciousness. So when you become more conscious of your consciousness, or you become aware of your consciousness, or aware of your awareness, this automatic process happens, because this is that cosmic intelligence, inbuilt intelligence, which knows what to do. That is why when this takes over, this kind of intelligence takes over, you don't have to use your intelligence. You can continue doing whatever work you're doing with your intelligence, but your awareness will take care of it. This is very, very profound. And if you understand what I say right now, it can make a big, big difference to your life. So talking about consistency, it's all about the practice. That is why I say you have to build up those kind of tools. Sure, there is no other way. You have to keep building tools. I was talking to somebody in my personal consultation how I have built up tools. I have mentioned this before. I've cut out from the world, and it's not just yesterday or today I'm doing this. It's been years that I'm not engaged anymore into worldly activities or interacting or communicating, because I do not want to lose my concentration or that alignment, because the moment you are not careful, you can get carried away in the ocean of samsara. That's all it happens. So if you are really serious on the path, your awareness should be so much aware of what's happening to you. The moment a fluctuation happens in your life, the moment you drift away from your goal, the moment you shift your consciousness down, your consciousness come down, your alarm system should bang up. It should beat you up, it should wake you up immediately and make you aware that something is going wrong. Then, as I said, the same phenomena, this mobile phone moving and I'm talking, I'm doing my work, but if I've developed my awareness enough, my awareness will take care of everything. It will automatically take care of those tools and enhance those tools. Why are these tools needed? Because the more serious you are, the more tools you will need to make your focus one pointed towards your goal. Because everything else can be treated as a distraction. So the more serious you want, especially towards liberation, the more serious you will have to get and the more cut off from distractions you will have to be. That's the only way out. There is no other way out. I've experimented always and seen. It cannot all go simultaneously. You cannot be involved too much into worldly things and at the same time too much spiritual. It's not possible. It is good when you want to finish off your karmic debts and if you want to finish off your conscious life in a very conscious way and you have a lot of debts to complete, and then you can keep on mingling, you can afford to do that. Be in the world. You have a lot of desires, unfulfilled desires and all those things, and you are enacting them out. That is the reason even when you are enacting out your desire, when you are having this bhoga, when you are experiencing through life, it is very important you have awareness. If you do not have awareness, you will get carried away simply by the flood of this reverse into the ocean of samsara. It's not very difficult to know this. You must have seen it in your life also. That is the same questions that keep coming up. Why one day I am this way and why the other day I am back to square one? Back to square one because you are not aware. You are not aware and suddenly Maya overtakes you. This is all that happens. You got to be very careful. You cannot be overconfident. No great yogi, even after reaching very great heights, also have been careless. They cannot take for granted. We have learnt it from the rishis who have gone to that heights and fallen down. These are examples that if you are not aware, if you are not conscious, what can happen. So it is all on what you want, dear ones. If you want this path, if you want that seriousness, then you will end up doing it. But if you are not serious about it, then there is no point in this question, because this inconsistency is going to happen. It's very normal to become unaware and then keep dropping down. Then you shouldn't be very much perturbed. If you are perturbed or disturbed by this question or this inconsistency, then all that you need to do is develop your awareness. Keep shifting into awareness till the time you master and start living in awareness. That's the basic thing how it is. So that is the reason wherever I am on this platform called Shifting into Awareness, I have been very, very consistently posting such things that keep you elevated, that keep you aligned with the higher tattvas. Even in my personal consultation, my main agenda is to put people back on track, because all the people who come to me are people who have lost track or been toppled off from the path they are, or this misalignment or inconsistency, whatever. So all the problems happen only when you're not aligned anymore with your awareness. So my job is to show that where it is and then try to attempt to and help them get back on tracks. And it's always succeeded. Not a single consultation I've seen that it's got. Everybody has done that. What I mean to say is that is the kind of consistency that I am trying. I am trying because I am a seeker, I am a student. I am also doing these efforts. I am practicing shifting into awareness. I am a practitioner of shifting into awareness. So I keep practicing it and I keep guiding and mentoring people accordingly. Because from my own experience, I know where things can go wrong and what can happen to make things right. What do we need to do to make things right? So these tools are very important. One of the biggest tools that I've used for myself, my own growth, that's why I say this shifting into awareness, all these platforms and all that I keep posting, doing, it is for me also, it is for my growth, it is not for others. Because I know when I am working all the time on this path, on this kind of frequencies, all the time, with higher tattvas, with divine people, mystical things, scriptures, and digging all the time, traveling into divine places. These are my tools. And it has enhanced my life in many ways, and it has kept me very safeguarded and protected all the time. If I did not have all these tools, then it would have been something different. I know my life would have been different. And I don't want to risk my life into that, nor have any interest to get off track and do anything else apart from this, because I know I have come to do this in this lifetime. So this is what I mean to say is, what is your soul agenda? If you are very serious about it, then you will get doing something about it and build up tools. So I build up these tools for myself, and at the same time I help with the same tool with others. So my life is enjoyable because I am doing it for myself, at the same time doing for others. So I cannot boast I am doing something seva for others, because when I am doing others seva to others, service to others, I know I am serving myself also in some way. So this is what is my understanding and perspective of this life. So anyways, if you guys have been, because I know there are very consistent people on this platform who are consistently looking into all this kind of materials, and that helps them be aligned all the time, including the live sessions I do. Because in the live sessions, if you see, we don't talk of anything else other than the higher tattvas. It's all the ultimate truth, and being so aligned with it, finding different ways to do it all the time, and very naturally, spontaneously, in simplicity and in practical spirituality. So that makes life very jovial, and things becomes very natural. So again, this week before Christmas, I am again dedicated to a couple of travels, and being very consistent in my studies, what I'm studying, the scriptures, the mistakes, and looking into, contemplating, reflecting, and all these things. And I'll be doing the same online also. So I'll be doing a couple of lives wherever I'm traveling, whatever I'm doing, just because I am aligned in that. And I wish very good for people who are on this platform of shifting into awareness, because if you are with me in this week again, you have been always with me, but still in this week, if you are consistent, okay, the question was about consistency. So if you are missing consistency, you can see how to be consistent. So if you need tools, for you the tools are like this, like my lives or whatever. For me, this is my tools and your tools. For you, this can become your tool. It's all on what you decide to. So if you want to be aligned, that is the power of satsang. Why it has been so much talked about, satsang, satya ke sang, being aligned with the truth. So satsang we call a company. The conversation, the communication, it all matters. The satsang that we have, the very good sharings that we have. So this is all satsang. It's all connected with divinity and higher tattvas. That helps you keep aligned. So if you feel this is a powerful tool, then you can always, if you feel you're getting too jittery or shaken up by other things in this world, and you need consistency for it, you can choose these platforms. So it's your choice again if you want to be with me for these lives, because I'll be very much aligned with some beautiful things that I've got, and that just came to me handy today. I'll talk about this later. Sunday I'm going to be traveling again, so Sunday there's not going to be a live. Let me see if I can do it tomorrow, or it will be on Monday or something like that. But meanwhile, I am just engrossed in bringing out these things. I'm all the time studying these things and all that. So whatever is my consciousness at that time, when I'm aligned and shifted into that awareness, in that kind of awareness, whatever I speak or whatever I share or whatever I read out, I want to read out some very rare books that I found of even Bhagwan Nityananda and life of Bhagwan Nityananda, which you have not heard before. So these are very beautiful, and his teachings, which you have not heard before, in a very, very different way. It's one rare book that I found. I've been searching, and very miraculously it came to my hand today. Very miraculously it came. So when such things happen, synchronicity, I know that is the message. I know that is what I have to do. So it's no more a miracle that I rejoice about. I know it's my regular kind of work. So whatever comes into my hand, I treat that as my duty. So I will be sharing these gems again in this week, wherever I can, however I can. So if you're aligned and if you're subscribed to these channels, especially the Facebook page, Shifting into Awareness, and me, Jake Light, then you will be getting the notifications, and then you can join in. And most of the time, if I am in those locations, divine location, especially like Kanyangar and all that, so I would like to settle down in that consciousness, be aligned completely with that space, and then share these lives. So if you come into that state of awareness, you'll see a lot of things happening, because I told you the consciousness and this awareness is beyond space and time. It doesn't matter where you're sitting. It's all about the connection, the alignment that you have. So if I am able to help you get aligned to that tattva, and you connect from there wherever you are into that alignment, and with a little patience and with a little dedication and sincerity towards the time that you are giving, be it 1 hour, 2 hour, whatever it is, in a day or whatever, if you can afford more time, then that's grace for you. I always say this, people who have enough time to do all these things, because some people say, where's the time for me to do all these things? Whereas they say, you guys have nothing else to do, you guys are always into this. But they do not know what a blessing it is to be doing all these things all the time. So if you are able to be in this kind of a space, at the same time live in this world and able to spend so much of time in all this, you're a blessed being. Because only if your punya is very high, you will get such opportunity, and the opportunity to be consistent. That is the biggest catch of all the seekers. Consistency. So for consistency, you need grace. Grace means consistency even in divinity and the things that you do. If you are blessed to be able to do divine things consistently, that itself is grace. That's an opportunity being given to you to wash and purify yourself and transform all the time, 24/7. Chintan Manan is gone. It's going on. Reflection, contemplation is all going on. So every moment you are evolving. That what more it is than Guru Kripa, Guru Mandala Kripa, and Ishwar Kripa. So with this, if we are truly blessed to be together in this satsang and share all these things, I treat it as a boon and a great gift before the new year. And I would like to end my new year in this manner, especially one before Christmas. And I don't know how these plans are going to unwind, but I'll keep you updated and all that. And new year is opening with my retreat in Pune. So that's been arranged by Rishi Gurukulam group, Manojji's group. Very beautiful group. I don't have anything much to do. They are taking care of everything. Just 2 days, small retreat where we are just going to be in awareness in that divine location. So 2 days, fun-filled, simplicity, naturality, natural, spontaneous, and divinely filled moments where we can experience how life can be different when we are totally aligned. And if we have that kind of tools and people and environment, it can multiply. So it is not any rigid kind of agenda program. It is just a free platform where we are just able to be in that liberated state and experience it. So it's an experimentation. So if you like, you can look into my website www.shiftingintoawareness.com. All the details are there. If you like to join, you can. It's on donation basis. But if you cannot afford for any reason, you can just write shiftingintoawareness@gmail.com. We will take care of it. And those who can afford, definitely it's a welcome. For both who can afford, who cannot afford. So with this, and looking forward to the next week unfolding in divinity. Much divine love and light to you. Stay blessed.